around with men, she simply had one boyfriend who left her. The foreman harasses her again, and when Fantine slaps him, she gets fired. Fantine tries to go to Jean for help, but the foreman throws her outside. Meanwhile, Jean thinks he hears something, but he's busy noticing the cops near his factory. Javert is now chief of police and only came to bring some documents. He doesn't recognize Jean, but his face looks familiar. At that moment they hear screaming outside, and Jean runs out to discover that a man got caught under a carriage. Jean uses his strength to rescue the man, and Javert becomes suspicious as he remembers that the prisoner he freed 8 years ago broke his parole and disappeared. Since he lacks proof, he keeps his suspicions to himself for now. That night Fantine starts searching for ways to make money to send to her daughter. First she sells the locket with her daughter's picture, then she sells her hair and even a few teeth. This is still not enough, so she has no choice but to become a naughty worker. Soon living in the streets starts affecting her health. After a few nights of working, a customer gets rather aggressive with her, so Fantine defends herself. The client calls the police and Javert comes to arrest her, but he's interrupted by Jean, who thinks Fantine looks familiar. She calls him out for letting the foreman kick her out and tells him about her daughter, who is very sick. Overwhelmed by guilt, Jean picks her up to take her to the hospital, promising to rescue her daughter as well. Sometime later Javert receives an important letter from Paris informing him that the prisoner he's been looking for has been arrested. Javert goes to see Jean and apologizes for suspecting him, claiming that he deserves to be punished. However, Jean forgives him, saying Javert was only doing his job. The rest of the day Jean is haunted by the thoughts of an innocent man being arrested in his place, and in the evening he decides to reveal his identity to the court, mentioning his prisoner number as proof. Nobody believes him, so Jean tells them to ask Javert before he's kicked out. Afterward Jean goes to the hospital to check on Fantine, whose fever is causing her to see hallucinations of her daughter. Jean tells her she'll take good care of the child and give her a good life, so Fantine finds peace and finally dies. At that moment Javert shows up to arrest Jean, who refuses to surrender and grabs a piece of wood to defend himself against Javert's sword. Unfortunately Jean can't do much against a proper